I'm Kevin Klein, City Councillor for Charleswood, Tuxedo, Westwood. You hear us an awful lot talking about the lack of information we receive. When we ask questions, we don't get the answers for it. When we're looking for data, they don't provide that to us. We talk about it. I want to start showing you what I'm talking about because talk is cheap. I want to give you the evidence of why it is so difficult, how the mayor and others have made it almost impossible for members of council that are not a part of his party get things done for their residents or get information to make well-informed decisions. We may actually agree with them, but we wouldn't know because we don't have all the information. So we're going to put a spot on the website, kevinklein.ca, and you'll be able to see all the items that we've requested and their status, how long we've waited. Some we're still waiting on, and it's been a year. So we're not going to talk about those now, but I want to give you an overview, give you an idea. This is just the last few weeks. So all this is that I'm going to talk about is within the last month that it's been a month that we've been waiting for some of them, and maybe a little bit longer for some, and a little tiny bit less for others. So at the CAO, we have to send it to a request line. I sent them a direct letter. I sent it to the mayor and the CAO, asking them to tell me when the noise-making devices that are under bridges will be removed, because we've all agreed that that can't happen. Because you have to listen to the way they spin things. Makes me think of that song, You Spin Me Right Round. Yeah, that song. So you have to be able to really understand what they're saying. And when they talked about it in the media, they said, yes, we've turned the devices off for now. Oh, for now. What does that mean? Are you planning to put them back up when we're not looking, or when the news dies down, maybe in the summer when more people are out at the cottage or going away? That's why I wanted a definitive note. Don't have that back yet. Remember when that happened? How long ago was that? I have no response. Sent a note about the road construction going on Roblin Boulevard, and I'm very pleased with that. Thank you. I appreciate all members of council who had that included in the budget. Thank you very much. But we've learned they're not doing the bike paths. But in 2 years, they'll rip up the road a bit and do bike paths. I sent a very simple, basic letter. How much more would it cost us to be efficient and do the bike paths now, as opposed to doing more construction in 2 years? And I haven't received a response back. Not one response. I sent a note about our libraries. Libraries are very important, and it seemed that the Charleswood Library and the Westwood Library, both well loved within their community. Very well loved. We saw what happened with the Westwood Library. I never got a note back. Still haven't got a note back. Sent it to the mayor, sent it to the CAO, sent it to the person responsible for libraries. I did receive a press release that said all libraries will be opening soon. Thank you very much. But nothing back to the councillor. We got a picture from a couple of residents of bollards that were missing at Allard Park. You know, the little pieces of, they're like hydro poles. They look like hydro poles, but they're only a few feet tall, and they keep cars from going into the park. Well, in Allard, there's a lot of tire tracks because some bollards are missing. So I sent the picture off and asked Public Works to replace those so we can ensure to maintain and take good care of our property. Waited for a while. Got a note back finally saying, oh, gee, you know what, Councillor, the volunteers who run the community center there, yeah, that's their responsibility. We're not going to do that. Really? Fine. So we get a budget. Every councillor gets it, and I'll be taking money from that to put the bollards there. Hopefully, I've asked them, and I'm sure that they'll be happy to take the money. Here's the best part: if I had you do it, like say you were a company that put in those bollards, I can't pay you to do it, and you would more than likely be 30% less than what they're going to charge you and I to put bollards there. Because it's their land, but because you get to use it as a community center, you're responsible to pay for it. Is it just me? We need a new way of thinking. Let me tell you about some resident issues that have come forward that they're waiting on. We have a person whose backyard has been flooding for years. I've read the file. It's this thick, and still no response back. No, that's not our fault. Well, clearly it's your fault. The one down the road they went and fixed, but for whatever reason, this one resident, they won't fix it. So isn't that their fault? The city's fault? I have two residents trying to build a garage. And every time they apply for their permit, the department goes back and demands more. an engineering certificate. They need that certificate. And it just prolongs it. So somebody who's trying to build a garage that started in April of this year applying. All the neighbors have signed on. I talked to the resident. All the neighbors, I said, do you have, is there a problem with it? And I still can't get anybody at PP&D to give this person a permit so he can spend some money, get our economy going, and build a garage. He's not the only one. I have others in our ward, Charleswood, Tuxedo, Westwood, that cannot get their permits to build a garage. You wonder why people just go ahead and do things. Because we're not working with them. No wonder we're losing money, because we're not working with them. I have an electrician who has put in solar power roofing on a few businesses in the city already. All of them working very, very well. These are approved solar powers. They have the Canadian Safety Seal. They come from Canada. He has put one on another business and they won't approve it because they want it changed. And what the city wants changed actually is contradicts what the Canadian Safety Association has said this is how you install it. This is how you have to install it. This is the proper way. So our inspectors are saying, no, they're wrong. We're right. So you can't do anything about it. It's been 3 months. 3 months. But we have environmental champions here. We have several people that are trying to get information on trees that are in their yard. Trees that are leaning over their fence. They have one that's leaning on a garage, is breaking the eaves trough, if you will. No answer. Oh yeah, we'll get out there, Councillor. Can you give me a timeline of when you can get out there? Well, more than likely it'll be about 4 years. We can get out there, we'll get it done. Maybe 3. Again. And I said, well, can't we just take money out of the fund, the little fund that I have, and some of these are dangerous. Let's take care of that. Well, the resident can have it done, but they have to use somebody that we've selected. So we're still waiting on information on that. We're waiting on information about bull rushes. Like it's just, and if you go through Charleswood and you live there, you know that all of our ditches, some of the people take care of them, some don't. And the reality is you're going to have to take care of them. You're going to have to cut them because we're not coming. City of Winnipeg's not coming. I've asked about all the weeds growing in the medians in so many places. Apparently it's decorative. I don't know. They don't want to cut it. We had to move a motion at Water and Waste because we want the fountains turned back on. $7,000 a year for a fountain. We turned it off to save money. How much have we spent in legal fees? We spend an average of $54 million a year on consultants, and we turned off fountains? We need a new way of thinking. I'm going to keep you updated on all this information because it's very important that you know. And it'll be on the website very soon. I'll let you know when we launch that. If you have any questions or concerns, send us an email, kevinkay@kevinklein.ca, or call the office at 986-5232. Take care.